Okay. Okay, hold on. I do need to set up TTS. Give me a second. Said TTS check, and I was like, oh, I knew I was forgetting something. I knew it. I knew I was forgetting something. I didn't forget my laundry. I figured I should move my laundry now because I knew if I left it, then I would end up with like a huge thing in the middle of the stream of like everyone being like, do your laundry, move your laundry. I have to move my laundry. Well, not anymore. My laundry has been moved. It has been moved. I moved it. 5 egg in a row, 5 egg! Soon you will have dozen egg, or half dozen egg. I still have... The other day I bought a carton, because usually I just buy the half cartons, like the 6 eggs, because I feel like a full dozen eggs is kind of a lot to get through when you're just one person using them. So I bought a full carton because I was at a grocery store that didn't have the half cartons. But now I'm like, oh god, I have until... Well, I guess I have another week or so. I have another week or so before the expiry date. So I'm like, I need to figure out how to use like 6 eggs in a week. Eggy with the jong, congrats on laundry. Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor. But egg lasts so long. True, they don't, well, they don't expire until like February 2nd or something, I think. So like I have until next week. I have until next week. Make ramen eggs, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I had like a fried egg last week, but yeah, I'm like ramen egg brain. Well, like ramen eggs, you don't have to put them in ramen. Usually I usually have my ramen eggs with rice. I've been doing like bentos for lunch. I've been trying to make myself like nice bentos, so maybe that would probably be a good use for eggs. Probably a good use for eggs. Boil them soft and let them sit in the sauce mix. I think that makes them last like a week longer. I don't know if it makes them last longer, but it definitely makes them tasty and yummy. So like, I like scrambled eggs and hot sauce. I've also seen people like cure egg yolks in hot sauce. Apparently that's a thing you can do because like the vinegar in the hot sauce apparently has some kind of effect. I haven't tried it yet though. I also don't have any hot sauce around. I think the last time I was at the store, I considered picking up a bottle of like the bulldog sauce, but then I was looking at the expiry date on it and it was like, there's no way, unless I just permanently alter my taste buds, there's no way I'm gonna get through a whole bottle of bulldog hot sauce before like March. Like the expiry dates were just way too soon for my taste. Yeah, chip damage sauce. Yeah, tick damage sauce. Well, I don't know, because, like, my mom actually has a better spice tolerance than I do. But my mom likes hot sauces. But, like, not like, I don't know if she would like bulldog. I think the one she uses, I think she used to just use regular, like, Tabasco sauce, and then she switched to Cholula. Which kind of Cholula? I don't know what kind of Cholula, though. It's, like, default Cholula. I don't know if Cholula is like considered very spicy. But yeah, that one I think she switched to it many years, like I guess like when I was in high school, she found out about it. And it's kind of mild. Yeah, I think I don't know what kind of it that she uses, but yeah, like when I was in high school, she found out about it and she just switched to that. Yeah. Pain-resistant sauce. I don't know, I'm trying to get better at it, but I just... surely some part of this has to be, like, genetic, right? Like, your ability to tolerate spicy food? Is it, like, genetic? Is it, like, environmental? I mean, I guess... Because on one hand, I'm like, I guess if you grow up with parents who are making you spicy food more often, you'll get used to it. But on the other hand, I also know that there's people who are from, like, places where the cuisine is known to be spicy who cannot handle it. So I'm like... Just don't be a coward? Yeah, but it hurts. It makes me go ow, 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 and then I can't taste anything for a bit. I have to eat it slowly. That's the other thing, too, with spicy food, is that, like, if I want to eat a spicy meal, like, I remember I once was late for a shift at work because I, like, sat down at a place to eat, and then the thing I ordered was more spicy than I was expecting, so I had to, like, eat it slower, and then I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever, because now I have to tell my manager, oh, yeah, I clocked in late because my lunch was too spicy. Like, you just build up slowly over time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm getting better. I'm better at it than I used to be. But yeah. Hold on. Let's go where you can see me. Let's go where you can see me. Let me make sure I'm wearing the right outfit since there was one redeem. Here we go. Let's turn on music. That's the wrong background. Why do I still even have this background still in my... I still keep the old one around for some reason, and then every time I click on it, I'm just like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I think this is a little too quiet. But I'm worried, I know that like the moment the next song starts, it's going to like go bwah. I had a high tolerance and then got Jacob's disease and couldn't eat anything. Is that a real disease? Or is that just something that you messed up? That you made up? Okay, I'm just making sure nobody else. Somebody did redeem an uwu, thank you. Okay, just going through, making sure nobody asked for anything else. Let's see, but yes. Hello, good evening to Yatagarasu, and Zully, and Corporate Lobbying Group, and Kuro, and Pembu, and Azur, and Punkasian, and Uphill, and Nanora, and Motionless Poetry, and Mookie Sticks, and Desutroya, and Beppa, and Markler, and Jake. And I think that's everybody who said hi. And Rudiger. I've been cooking more eggs this week. I've been cooking more everything this week, in the past 2 weeks or so. But yeah, it's nice to keep, like, PD stuff for posterity. Oh, like the old backgrounds? Yeah. I got every test known to man. They couldn't find what was wrong for months, so I got hyped up. I was gonna get a disease named after me. But do they... Hold on. Because with diseases, they don't usually name the disease after the person, right? Well, I guess maybe some of them. I was under the impression that they would usually name them after, like, the doctor who, like, you know, discovered whatever, like, bacteria or something was causing it. Sometimes they do. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the patient, right? It depends if you're like, hey, do you want your name associated with this disease for the rest of eternity? Lou Gehrig? Oh, yeah, like Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it depends. Maybe if the patient's, like, okay with having their name associated with disease. But, like, I don't know. I thought some of them were named after, like, the doctors that discovered them. I'm going through the pain, you better name it after me. I mean, yeah, but then people are gonna hear the name for, like, the rest of eternity and be like, oh man, they're just gonna associate it with, like, pain and bad things. That boy disease. Ugh. Yeah, I need to meal prep tomorrow. I need some new ideas. I don't know. Yesterday, okay, I'd like to announce that I'm finally, because for the longest time I didn't like cooking with meat because, I don't know, I guess I was just really worried about food poisoning. So like, I don't like touching raw chicken. It seems I have somehow overcome that. I made yummy teriyaki chicken yesterday, and then I had some more today. Like, I don't know, I bought a bunch of chicken thighs, and maybe it's because they're, like, individual. Like, I feel like chicken thighs are, like, kind of pre-portioned by default, right? Because they're all, like, a separate piece, as opposed to, like, something like a chicken breast, where it feels like... I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping you from eating an entire chicken breast on your own, but I just find for most recipes it's a little much to have an entire chicken breast. So, yeah. But yeah, chicken thigh, yummy. And I will have more protein, I guess. I will be proteined egg. I don't know, maybe I need to be proteined egg again. I need to start eating yogurt for breakfast again, unfortunately. I don't know. My problem is that I like bread. My problem is that I like bread, and to me, bread is breakfast, and breakfast is bread, and if I try to eat anything other than bread for breakfast, my body, like, just, like, doesn't register it. Like, even if it's filling, my body just, like, doesn't register this as breakfast. I'll eat yogurt, and I'm like, okay, where's the real breakfast? I made red beans and rice this week. That was incredible. Sautéing bell peppers is very powerful. Ooh. Bell peppers are yummy. Yeah, yogurt on bread. I guess there's nothing stopping me from having, like, a piece of toast and other stuff. I should get back onto chia seed pudding as well. I don't know. I guess sometimes I bought, like, a can of, like, whipped cream, and I'm like, what if I made myself, like, chia seed pudding and put it over fruits and just put a little bit of whipped cream on top so it feels like I'm eating dessert for breakfast? Yeah, sometimes I need carbs. I get that way when I don't have a toast or an oatmeal. Yeah, it's like I need a grain. I need a grain or it's not breakfast. Like, my breakfast cannot just be fruit and yogurt. It's like, okay, fruit and yogurt, not breakfast. Fruit and yogurt with, like, cereal on top. That can be breakfast. Like, bacon and eggs, not breakfast. Bacon, eggs, and toast, breakfast. Like, I feel like there needs to be a grain, or just, like, my brain just doesn't process. It's like, yeah, this is breakfast. This is a meal. I heard that starting with protein helps control your appetite later in the day, but I don't know. I mean, the thing is that you're probably right, because I did have, like, yogurt with cereal for breakfast for, like, a solid while last year, but yeah. Yogurt just doesn't really fill your stomach. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's because it's like liquid, right? So it doesn't feel like it counts. It's just like, this is halfway to being a drink. I had Korean corn dogs for breakfast. Okay, well, I had 2 Timbits today, and I had to overthink that decision. Yeah. But yeah, no. Greek yogurt might feel more substantial with less liquid texture. Yeah, but like, it still doesn't feel like that's still liquid, right? It's still liquid. Timbits, 2? Yeah, somebody brought them into work, and I was like, well, I guess I might as well have 1 or 2. I guess. But yeah, no, today was, it is snowing. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it has snowed. It snowed. This morning was a bad time. I was 45 minutes late for work, but at least I showed up. It super snowed. It snowed. It snowed. Like, okay, this morning, like, okay, so, I mean, to be fair, some of this is stuff that I probably should have looked at before I left. But basically, I took the bus. I go to transition to, the train. The train is down. The train is down at my station. It is working elsewhere, so there's allegedly shuttle buses that go to the elsewhere, but I could not figure out where to board them, so I call an Uber. The Uber takes me to the station that is working. I take it to another station so that I can, like, I take the train to another station so I can transfer. I try to transfer. That train is also down. They're like, okay, we have a shuttle bus running. And then I try to find where to board the shuttle bus, and I get so lost that I ended up at the next station over. So at that point, I just, like, got on the train again, and then transferred at a different station where there was a functioning train, and then I finally made it to work. But it was mean and bad. Did not enjoy that. Yeah, I've had commutes like that. Yeah, it's like... Well, also, too, it's just like...
I forgot few for summer or winter PFF.
You forgot? You forgot? But I don't know. I mean, the other thing, too, is that it wasn't just snowy, it was also, like, really, really cold today. Like, usually I feel like it's usually one or the other. But I feel like today is, like, the rare occasion of both. And I don't know. At the very least, all I could think when I was out today was just like, I'm so glad I don't live in previous Eggy City anymore. Because, like, here, this kind of, like, cold weather and snow is considered abnormal, right? Like, this is, like, record-breaking amounts of snow and also cold weather at the same time, right? But, like, in previous Eggy City, it was just like this for, like, 6 months. Maybe not 6 months, that's exaggerating. But it was like that for, like, January until March every single day. For, like, 3 months straight. It's just this. It's just like that every day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good with not doing that anymore. I'm perfectly fine with not doing that anymore. You had the funny breast-looking cold front. I saw somebody refer to it as a big naturals disaster. I kind of like that. Yeah, Korean corn dogs are really nice, especially the ones with fries and bits. Yeah, I like the ones with the potatoes on it, with like the hash brown potatoes. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to not having as much snow. Also, too, they just, like, barely shoveled the station. Like, the outdoor parts of the station where I was transferring. Because, like, they shoveled this, like, very narrow walkway. But it was so narrow that, like, if you're walking through and you see somebody approaching from the other direction, you cannot move for them without stepping into the snowbank. Like, that's just how much snow there was. They just, like, they technically shoveled, they just barely did. I guess they had better uses for their snow plows, but still, it was mean and bad. Hold on, I'm just gonna pour myself some water. Give me a second. Yeah, please understand, all they had was a toy-sized shovel. Like, look at you guys with snowblowers. Sorry, the bus station didn't have a neighbor with a snowblower. They just had to do their best. Hold on, let me put Yeah, this is the kind of temperatures I was ready for in MagFest. No, I think this is still colder than anything I've experienced at MagFest, though. Like, today was like, I think like minus 22, minus 20 or minus 22. Like Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. It's cold. It's cold is what it is. It's colder than I think it should be, in my opinion. And like, that's just my opinion, but still. But yeah, but no, what surprised me though was that my train was still down on the way home. Like, I was kind of expecting it somehow in the morning. But like, I didn't expect it to still be down at like 5 in the afternoon. That I was surprised about. I hope it's back tomorrow morning, otherwise I'm gonna get quite mad. What I love about sun and snow seasons is how unprepared everyone is. Saw the other day, a guy had one of those mini cars with a big shovel thing in front. Dude couldn't leave the driveway. Yeah, well the thing is that like, I think there's like degrees of snow, right? Because there's like, everyone is kind of prepared for snow, like as a concept, where they're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need boots, and it's gonna be a bit slippery. But like, I guess it's like, there's not really a way to be like thoroughly prepared for a snowstorm. Like, there's no way to be in a place that has recently gone through a snowstorm and not be inconvenienced, you know? But yeah, I think, I guess there's also too, there's always going to be at least one person who just recently moved to the area. Yeah, it's always a pain to trudge through. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think my area is also, like, very low priority when it comes to sidewalks. Oh, the other thing that bugs me with current Eggy City, though, is when they plow snow on the sidewalks, which they do, at the very least, but they also have a tendency to just, like, because you know how when you're, like, plowing snow, the snow has to go somewhere, right? Like, they will just, like, dump it in the middle of the sidewalk. So you'll just be, like, walking, and everything will be kind of, you know, sort of flat and normal, and then suddenly you'll just hit a point where there's just, like, this giant, like, snowbank, and it's like, okay, the sidewalk is not usable from this point onward for some reason. Like, what's the point of plowing the sidewalk if you're just gonna, like... Because the other thing, too, is that this wasn't even close to a crosswalk. Like, if you were somebody who, you know, couldn't climb over that giant thing of snow, like, I don't know what you would do from there, because you can't cross the street. I guess you just turn back and try the other side of the street, I guess? I don't know. What's the point of doing that? If you're gonna plow the sidewalk, plow, like, the whole sidewalk, right?
I
got less snow than expected, but it's really annoying layer cake snow. Like, snow with an ice layer in the middle. Ugh, yeah. That's always mean and bad. The cars will have a smooth road at the expense of the pedestrians. Yeah, it's not even just, yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I guess they prioritize the roads usually when it comes to plowing, which I guess is sort of understandable, but like, still. Skill issue if you can't climb. I don't know, what if you're like old or something? What if you're old, or if you're carrying a lot of stuff? Yeah, Uber stopping at the side of the road like, okay, we're here right beside a mountain of snow on the street. Yeah! This has happened to me regularly. Like, at least for bus stops, they usually, like, will plow in front of, like, where people tend to get on and get off. But, like, no, Ubers will just pull up and expect you to climb over a mountain. Like, humans weren't born to live around snow. Wake up for the shit. At least I specifically was not built for this. I specifically. Yeah, winter parking is just a mess. Well, I mean, you always gotta deduct like 2 or 3 spaces just so that they have somewhere to put the snow. Which is fair. Like, I don't know. People have told me that this is due to, quote-unquote, the massive amount of energy that this would take to do. But I've always wondered, I'm like, can they not just, like, have, like, a big truck full of heated water that they just dump the snow into, and then they'll just, like, empty out the truck once it gets too full? Or would that, like, freeze in the winter? Like, my question is, like, why does the snow have to just be, like, piled up somewhere? Is there not, can they not, like, melt it? I don't know. Then again, I guess at one point as a kid I did have the thought, I'm like, what if I took like a hairdryer and melted all the snow on my lawn? Like, and where would the water go? I don't know, they would empty it out, I don't know, maybe into lakes and rivers and the like? Maybe that would cause flooding. Because, like, we're already getting, like, environmental damage from, like, the massive amount of salt that we put on the roads, so... Like, apparently that, yeah, like, that's actually a problem in some places, is, like, salt that they put on the road gets into the water, and it, like, affects the saltiness level of local water sources, which has a bad influence on... I don't know, I say bad influence, like the salty water is gonna convince the fish to, like, commit crimes, or, like, skip class. It has a bad effect, that's the word I was looking for, a bad effect on local marine wildlife. Yeah, because using flamethrowers would be too much fun, and that cannot be allowed for public workers. They cannot be allowed to set things on fire. No catching things on fire. Don't catch on fire. It's salty at games. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like, what is it? The salt in the water is gonna convince the fish to, like, do drugs or shoplift or something. Bad influence. It's okay, we'll get the floating when all the snow melts and overflows the rivers. Yeah, if it's gonna happen anyway, why don't we just, like, maybe not expedite the process, but, like, you know, have it happen slower so it doesn't happen all at once. Then again, I live in the Netherlands, it rains all the time here, I doubt a bit of salt matters. Yeah, I also don't know, like, because here they dump a lot of salt on the ground, but the thing is that, like, we don't really have rain in between our snow, usually, so I feel like there's also not really a time, like, usually around, like, March, April, when everything starts melting, because you know how, like, when things melt, you'll have, like, you know when you're getting towards the end where you can see most of the grass, there's just, like, kind of still this, like, remnant of snow, like, you got, like, the last of the big snowbanks melting, but, like, you don't just have piles of snow, of, like, dirty snow, you have piles of salt. Like, I think sometime around in April, usually, like, mid-April, they send around the, like, street sweeping machines, because otherwise there's just salt everywhere. It's just like, yeah, let's play on the salt pile mounted. Honestly, yeah, it's like you have your snowbank and then you have like the second salt bank. Like, they actually have to send around like machines to clean this up because there's so much salt on the ground. Because I guess like, if you put salt on the ground every time things freeze over again, then it just like piles and piles and piles and piles on. So yeah, you just end up with the salt mountain at the end of the winter. I don't know. Early spring is so gross here. I don't like it. I don't like it. Early spring is so... It's not just that it's, like, muddy and wet, but it's that, like... all the stuff people threw on the ground because they assumed that the snow would cover it is now visible. Like, I remember when I was a kid, the neighborhood we grew up in, like, you know, like most neighborhoods, there was a lot of people who owned dogs. But, like, when the snow would melt, they would find so much dog poop on the ground. because like people would just like, I guess they would just like let their dogs pee and poo wherever, and then they would just be like, well, it's snowing right now, it'll be covered up in a bit, and then like obviously the snow melts, and then like all is laid bare for all to see. Yeah. And then, or like garbage too, like people will just like litter and they'll be like, well, the snow is coming. The snow is coming, and then spring comes and you're just like, oops, wrappers, oops, plastic bags. It's kind of insane how much damage road salt does to everything, cars, roads, etc. Yeah, honestly, like, even like the boots I've had, I feel like road salt has done more to deteriorate winter boots than like any other factor involved, I think. Like, I think that, like, unironically, if there was, like, even just a little bit less salt, I think everyone's boots would last a little bit longer. I don't know. I considered getting new winter boots this year, but I'm, like, on the fence because I was like, I mean, it's probably a little late for now. Because the thing is, on one hand, there's nothing wrong with my current winter boots. They might need new laces, I think, but, like, you know, they're still warm, there's no holes in them, they still fit fine. But like my complaint is just that they take 9,000 years to put on. Like, they're like a lace-up kind, but they're like the ones where like you have to loosen up the laces so much just to like put it on that like, I remember there's been times where I've like put on my boots, like stepped out, realized I forgot something in the house, but then I was like, you know what, I would have to take off my boots in order to go grab it, so it's probably just not worth it. Like, I don't know. I considered getting, like, new boots this winter, but I couldn't really decide on anything. Because then I remembered that winter boots are always... You cannot have a cute winter boot. They don't exist. I don't know. There was ones I considered getting that were, like, they were, like, Converse. They were basically, like, what if Converse was, like, puffy and waterproof? They were kind of cute. But... yeah, this is why Velcro is superior. Yeah, but then it looks yucky. I don't know. I think the other thing, too, with me is just, like... I think my mom... because my mom is from, like, deep Quebec, right? So it gets very cold and, like, there's always a lot of snow, right? So I was always raised with the idea of, like, you need the best, biggest, grippiest winter boots possible. But, like, I'm not an outdoors person at all. So, like... maybe if I buy a new pair of boots, I could keep my current winter boots as, like, you know, if someone is suddenly like, hey, do you want to go skiing? And I need, like, actually warm boots for it. But, like, I feel like as somebody who is, like, in the city, and I just need something that is, like, going to prevent my feet from getting wet and cold, and, like... I don't know. I don't feel the need... I just don't feel the need to have, like, the biggest, grippiest, warmest, biggest boot if, like, what I'm doing is, like, walking from the bus stop to the other bus stop, you know? Yeah, you just need the waterproofness. Yeah, I just need enough that, like, I can step in a puddle and not, like, instantly freeze. Yeah. Snow repels me? Yeah, it repels me too. I wish I didn't have... I find it repulsive. I wish I didn't have to see it. Cute rain boots. Yeah, I guess you could have rain boots with just like with really thick socks for if it's cold, but I don't know. I'm like, I guess, yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with like keeping my regular winter boots as a backup. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll see at the end of the season what the prices are like. Because I just want ones that are cute. I guess, actually, I seem to remember, I don't know if they still make them, but I remember, like, several years back when I worked at department store, we sold Tims. And I remember there was these one kinds of Tim. They were, like, pink. They were pink, and the laces had, like, pom-poms attached to the end. Those are kind of cute. I like those. Those are kind of cute. I don't know if they still make them, though. I know, like, although Uggs aren't really waterproof. They're not really winter boots designed for, like, actual cold places. They were invented in Australia, but, like, they also have, like, there are Uggs with, like, the pink ones with the bows on the back. I like those, too. Yeah, girl Tim. Every girl needs a nice pair of Tims. I mean, there are cute ones. Like, I don't know, default Tim is not really my thing. I don't think, like, I would want, like, default Timothy's, but, like, I don't know, they do have some cute styles. They have ones with, like, heels, they have ones with, like, various assorted decorations on them. Yeah, Boggs if you want silly SpongeBob squeak boots. Were Boggs the ones with the handles on it? I'm trying to remember. Was that Hunter? No, Hunter was the one with the buckle on the side. Boggs are the ones with like the little handle, right? Yes, I own them. Okay. Yeah. I wear the ugly boots with the rubber front because function over form. Unfortunately, I care too much about how I look. My threshold of spicy food might not be high, but the threshold of like discomfort I'm willing to withstand in order to be cute is higher. I don't know, maybe not the highest, but yeah. They come in black if you wanted to be plain, but I think bright yellow rain boots would be cute on EGGY. I don't know if I've ever had like actual yellow rain boots since I was a kid. I've had pink rain boots a few years ago, but I think I got rid of them. I did get quite a bit of wear out of them, though. Like, I will look like a marshmallow in the winter and be cozy. Well, I don't know. I think the thing is that, like, you can look cute and be warm. It's just that, like, I feel like there's a limit, right? For me, there's a limit. Because, like, I don't know. I'm always jealous when I see people who are, like, cute winter outfits to wear out to when it's cold, and it's like a regular outfit, but they put a sweater on top. And, like, I know in some parts of the world that is something you can do, and I am deeply jealous. I'm deeply jealous that your winter outfit is like, oh, I wore my fall outfit, but then I just put on, like, a bigger sweater. And, like, a scarf, maybe. I'm like, man. Okay. Maybe we should jong about it, though. If I'm gonna be this mad, we should jong about it. Let's take a look. Mahjong Soul. But, yeah. Oh, goodness. I just started lagging. Not the stream, just the EGGY. Why do I look so frowny today? Hold on, I need to adjust my face while I'm doing this. I know it's snowy out, but I should not look this frowny. Yay! Okay, now I look normal. I look normal and happy again. There we go. What cute in the winter actually looks like. What are you sending me? But his bare feet, though! His bare feet! Honestly, I would wear a sweater. If there was like a sweater or a coat that looked like that, I would probably wear it. That would actually be kind of cute. But... yeah. I don't know, because like you can look like a marshmallow and be cute. I'm just very particular about what kind of marshmallow I'd want to look like, you know? Because like my coat is like a very wide fit coat. It's a very wide fit coat. Because, where's the jong? Ah, there's the jong. Yeah, because like I don't like... This bothers me sometimes. I don't like when coats, you know, for ladies' coats, maybe this is something you don't see with men's coats, but you know with ladies' coats, when you have the ones that are supposed to be like, oh, this is supposed to be like form-fitting, and it's kind of like supposed to be kind of curvy. I hate those. I don't like those at all. I don't care for them one bit. Because they're like... well, first of all, if you layer anything underneath, then you immediately, like, look really, like, weird and lumpy. But also just, like, I don't know, they just don't look good. If you're trying to form fit, like, I've never seen somebody who looks good in one. I'm sorry. I don't care for them at all. Alright, okay, what's the room code? 99634, okay. Pin that. Mods, pin that. Mods, pin that. Mahjong at this time? Awesome. At this hour? It's the jonging hour.
Dragin rain coats.
Where is YouTube? I need to pin this on YouTube as well. Pin this. There we go.
Drogi
Jong?
rain boot.
At this time of year, localized entirely within twitch.tv/NiceEggy. Yes, may I see it? Draw Eggy as a rain boot. I just am the boot.
Omelette GPT. Generate a picture of Eggy a rain boot.
No! Do not generate the egg. Do not AI generate the egg. There'll be no AI generation of the egg. Only 100% organic egg. 100%.
Omelette GPT. Turnegertsen Twayaishlop.
No! Howdy Marie. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin on YouTube. Hello. I will not become AI slop. I refuse. I refuse. Farm raised hand drawn egg. Yes, made entirely from scratch. Bespoke egg. 100% egg. I refuse to be generated. Do not generate me.
100% Kuro Madschlop Egert.
No. Well, okay. I guess you're allowed to make slop by hand. I guess if you want. Although I don't know. I feel like the amount of effort that it would take to like actually make it by hand would probably make it no longer slop, right? The only slop we allow is bowl slop. Yeah. Nutrition slop. Protein slop. Yeah. Okay, I remember when I was in New York with Beba, at one point she took me down. She was like, oh, I need to take you to, what was it called? It was like Slop Row or something. Basically, like, there's this area where they just have, like, you know, like a lot of those restaurants that do, like, bowls. Like, you know, like Chipotle or, what are the other ones? Chipotle is the only one we have in Canada. But, like, I think Chipotle Cava... Like, basically there's just, like, a whole bunch of restaurants. And they're all just, like, slop bowls. Like, it's all just, like, bowl, right? I feel like... I wouldn't say that Eggy City has, like, an equivalent area, but, like, I was walking around the other day trying to figure out where to eat lunch, because, like, there are restaurants near current Eggy work. I was trying to find one. And I'm like, wow, there is kind of a lot of slop. There is a lot of, maybe not like slop row levels, but like there is quite a bit of... There is quite a bit! Because it's like, it's not even like places... I mean, I guess there's places that are like, we do salad, and like that's technically correct, but like... Yeah, let's go to Kava, let's go to Sweet Green, Chipotle, Health Pop, Bowl. You gotta make... You made at least one of these up. This is tile slop. You only like it because you won. Does Panda count? Panda as in like Panda Express? Or is there some other Panda restaurant that I am not aware of? Express? No, Panda Express doesn't count, I don't think. What I'm talking about is like, think like Chipotle, right? Where it's like, this is a bowl, and you're like, what is a bowl? Well, it's a bunch of food that's served in a bowl, right? Is it a salad? I mean, not really, but it has vegetables. Is it like a poke bowl? Not really, but it sometimes has rice or some other kind of like grain. I feel like poke bowls is different though. I mean, although maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Panda doesn't count and you need to build it with toppings. True. Yeah.
Restaurant.
Because, like, I feel like maybe the customization is, like, an important part. Which, I mean, to be fair, you do that at Panda Express, too. But, I don't know. Oh, you know what I think it is? It's because also Panda, usually, like, slot places will have some kind of, like... they are, in theory, supposed to be healthy. Like, a healthy option in theory. Like, in terms of, like, well, there's vegetables in this, and there's protein, and there's... You know, along those lines. So, which I think Panda Express just is not really doing that. Yeah. Is build your own slop? Yeah, I feel like that, like, the customization is probably like, kind of an important part of it. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me even more? I'm being struck down for my crimes of nothing. My nothing crimes. I don't know. My friend group is full of bad influences. I now have friends that tell me they're proud of me whenever I do something minorly rule breaking. Bad fish. Yeah, I'm friends with a bunch of fish who spent too much time in the wrong saltiness of water. I don't know, it's like... I'm at the point where it's like I commit a minor misdeed. I think Beba is probably like the biggest perpetrator of this, but I've seen it with other people too. I'm like I do a minor misdeed and everyone's like, "Whoa. Whoa." Oh. Is this Ipatsu? This might be Ipatsu. Maybe not. It was within like the first... Yes! You have to tell me you're proud of me. For committing Mahjong misdeed. Rodeo's voted the Chuba most likely to become a domestic eco-terrorist. Why? By who? I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be mean. I have to be mean. Everyone's gonna be like, whoa. Everyone's gonna be like, whoa. Source, it came to me in a dream. Who voted? Who voted for this? Me. Me only. Election of one. 100% of the vote. I mean, I guess it's always like... Did you guys have that in like high school? Like the superlatives? Like the kind of like you know, like the awards that like weren't really like they didn't mean anything. They were just like a funny thing to put in the yearbook where it was like, you know, best dressed or like most likely to become president or something like that. We'll have to do that but with VTubers. Actually, I don't know. I feel like a yearbook would be like a really fun... A VTuber yearbook, I think, would be like a really fun project, actually. Like, can you imagine like a VTuber yearbook where like everyone's picture, like they'll just have like school photo style pictures of your VTuber model. And you just get like as many people as possible to participate, and everyone has to like submit their photo and then like submit like a yearbook quote to go with it. And you gotta sort them into alphabetical order, or maybe in order like by like all the people who debuted in this year, or all the people who debuted in this year. How about you organize this? I just don't know. The thing is that with yearbooks is that like it's not just about like, you know, pictures, everyone's school photo. There's also like, here's pictures of fun things that happened this year. I guess you could take screenshots of streams and do that. Like if anybody who's involved had like anything notable happen, or like a big collab. Or if they win at Mahjong, like I did just now. How would you organize? You're well connected? Am I? I guess maybe. But the thing is like, how will we distribute it? Yes, thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. EGGY 1, it's a sign. A sign of EGGY power. I am growing. I'm becoming more powerful. Wow, so cool. Wow, so cool. Yeah, it's just more like, I feel like putting it together would not be the hard part. It's distributing it. I think that would be the hard part. Like, are you gonna print this? How much does it cost? Now that I think of it, I'm trying to remember, because like, I think at my school, the cost of the yearbook was just like included with like the student, because there was like a small like student fee that we had to pay at the beginning of the year. And I think the cost of the yearbook was just like done with that. But I'm like, how much does it actually cost to like print an actual like proper quality yearbook? Oh, that would be a fun thing, I think, to have it as like a thing for a convention. Like imagine distributing like your VTuber yearbook at like EGGY or something, and then getting all your friends to sign your VTuber yearbook. Okay, that would actually be kind of cute, I think. We mostly do what people know, otherwise it doesn't have the class feeling. That's true, but like, keep in mind that like, in high school, unless you went to like a really small high school, there's probably tons of people in your grade that you didn't know that well, right? Like, you'd recognize them. You'd recognize each other, but like, you know, you didn't like talk or anything, right? Especially with like, I don't know. I look at my...
Je ne vais pas mentir.
Like,
Je ne comprends vraiment pas ce jeu.
It's okay, you don't have to. Not everyone understands the jong. You like 5 degrees of friends? Yeah, yearbooks are pretty useful. I think so. I think it's more just like, you know, when I look back, like if I went through like my grade 12 yearbook, right? Like, I would recognize the people in my grade, obviously. I might recognize some people in the grade below me. And then I would recognize people in grade 9 because that was my sister's grade. But like, people in between, there wasn't that many that I think I would recognize, you know? It could be a nice memento for an event. The only thing is that with rebrands and graduations, you might forget some. Well, I mean, keep in mind that people in real life, in real life high school, they do graduate from high school, and some do go on to change their name and or their appearance. So like, this also happens in real life. This also happens in real life. EGGY goes to Nina. Nina goes to, I don't know who she's friends with, actually. She has friends, presumably. Sorry, that sounded mean. I did not mean that in a mean way. No, not the G word. True. I guess that's the only thing with, like, the implication of a VTuber yearbook is that you have, like, the class of whatever year, and it's like, no, wait, that implies some of them are graduating. No! Some of them are graduating. True, it happens a faster way with VTubers, probably. Well, I don't think so, not necessarily. Because keep in mind that, like, high school is only, like, 4 years. Or even, like, university, if you're just doing a bachelor's, that's also 4 years. And, like, I don't know, I've been going for a little more than 4 years, but I've known people who have streamed for 4 years and then stopped streaming. Like, there are people who have streamed for, like, one high school's worth of time, you know? Everyone gets held back, yeah. They're all doing, like, 1 billion victory laps. Yeah, Off-Kai Yearbook can work as a guidebook too. Class of 2026, you can get your favorite VTubers to sign. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Sign my VTuber yearbook. But... you know what, might as well. I'll give up one thing for another thing. Here we go.
Reach.
But yeah, no, it's like graduation. I don't know. No, but no VTubers can ever graduate because we all failed our failing like our VTuber exams. We can never graduate from VTubing. We all failed our exams. I don't know, what would a VTuber exam even entail? Just like how to set up VTube Studio. Fundamentals of live 2D. Forced to continue VTubing until loans are paid back. VTubing student loans. I don't know. I'd actually stream without scuff. Everyone flunks. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can get a passing grade, you know? You don't have to be getting like A pluses all the time. You know, C's get degrees. You can graduate from VTubing with like a C plus average. That's probably fine. Audio 101, no one passes. I don't know, very few people pass. You're trying to get like your friend to tutor you in audio.
No.
I don't know, I feel like this is kind of giving like... You know the memes of like, I would go to school if like this was the teacher and this was the class and this was the uniform. I feel like it's kind of giving that. I would go to school if this was the teacher and it's like a VTuber you like, and this was the class and it's like how to use OBS, and this was the uniform and it's like Hololive girl cosplay. Easier one is probably like Egg, Wolfie, Choco, Shuski? Distance 5 is quite a lot, actually. What? I'm confused. Wait, not know a person distance 5. Oh, you're talking like degrees of separation. Well, like, okay. Like, I'm trying to think of people who is like 1 degree of separation or 2 degrees. The Kevin Bacon number. Yeah, well, it also depends, I think, what you consider like a degree of separation. Like, how well does somebody need to know another person in order to count, you know? Because, like, I feel like with VTubers, like, if you stream for long enough, you are technically, like, acquainted with a lot of people, probably, especially if you go to conventions. But, like, would you say you're, like, close friends with all of them? Like, are you close enough for it to count? Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what, like, what you'd have to do for it to actually count. Maybe like animation school. Teach yourself the skill by yourself. The teachers didn't have enough funds for one-to-one instructions. I don't know. I did not go to animation school. I went to spa school, and then I went to normal university.
Chi.
Shul. Education. OMG Mahjong Monday? OMG! OMG! Hello, Azure Sniper. OMG! OMG! Omg. I keep thinking of like the vine. What's the vine that was like, it has all your daily nutrients. What was it? It was like an OMG cholesterol. I think degree 1 is like, I can DM you for collabs easily, or I can DM you whatever. Yeah, well, I think it's more like, are you speaking on a regular basis kind of thing, versus like, are you... Because like, there's a lot of people who I'm like, okay, like maybe we are vaguely acquainted, right? Or maybe like we're following each other on Twitter. We are aware of each other. Would I count that really? Not quite. I don't know if I'd say so. Like, that's different than versus like, you know, we exchange messages regularly, you know?
Chi.
Yeah, collab degrees of separation. Yeah. But like, I don't know. There's also people that I've collabed with that I don't know that well, or people I've collabed with a long time ago that I've kind of like fallen out of contact with, right? There's a lot of that too. Your cholesterol vine. Thank you. So people know what I'm talking about when I say OMG cholesterol. I am so good at Mahjong tonight. I am excellent at Mahjong. I am extremely Mahjong powerful. I got angry enough about the weather. I got angry enough about the weather that I suddenly became better at Mahjong. I think that your book would be a hecking cool idea. I don't know, I just have to ask people. I just like, I don't know. I've never organized a big project like that. That's why I'd be nervous about like, you know, because like it's very easy to ask people like, hey, submit your picture and a silly quote. But like, I just don't know for like actually like, how do you go about getting this thing printed? How do you go about like finding a graphic designer to put all this stuff together? How do you go about like, I don't know, I'd have to like find moments from the year that would count of like, you know, here's like big collabs or fun streams that, I don't know, I guess you can make themed pages, because usually for like, when I was thinking about like my high school yearbook, there's like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of pictures from like a school play that we put on, or here's a bunch of pictures from sports practice, or from, you know, this chess tournament or something, right? So I guess I could always just be like, karaoke page, and there's just like a bunch of screenshots of different people having karaoke streams, or like concerts, or maybe pick like a popular game, like a popular like friend slop, and just have like, here's a bunch of people playing Peak, you know? Have you seen EGGY yet? Not formally. When I was at MagFest, I think we had like a big projector in our Airbnb, and we were playing EGGY on it. I was only kind of half paying attention though, because it was late at night and I was yapping with friends. So, could I tell you what happens in it? I'm not really sure. I know that it involves glass tiles, or like see-through tiles at some point. Yeah, you can also target release in 2027 so you can accumulate events as they come. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hee hee hee. Okay, that wasn't a big hand, but like the point is that I won before everybody else did, so... Stop, it's my stream. It's my stream. Mods, take another 1,000 points from a score. Yeah, the main difficulty is not to ruin relationships by not including people. Yeah. And that's kind of inevitable too, because sometimes like people just don't know that the thing is happening until it happens, and then they're like, why didn't you tell me? And we're like, I don't know, we figured you already knew. And also just like, I guess trying to like, because you know how sometimes somebody might be like friends with somebody and then something will happen and they're like, hey, can I not be included on the same page with them anymore? And you're now just like, I guess I could always just include a disclaimer there of like, these names are going alphabetically, so you don't get to control who you're next to. Just hope that, you know, the person that you hate does not come next in alphabetical order. Yeah. True. I mean, I guess that you could just do it like, you know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know of people who do like big projects that involve like 1 bajillion people, and they figure out ways around these kinds of things. Of just like, okay, some people just don't want to be seen on screen with certain other people, and like, we just gotta figure out how to work around this. There are probably workarounds, but yeah, it's just like, okay. How do you do that when it's mid-production, though? But then again, there are people in my high school yearbook that I think people in my graduating class would rather not remember. But they're in there anyway because stuff happened after it had already been sent to print, so... You know.
ドラを捨てるのにもそれなりの胆力が必要ですね。だって点数の誘惑に抗わないといけませんから。
It's not like this stuff never happens in real life. I can't believe VTubers are the only people who have ever been in conflict with each other. There's so much drama in the VTuber community and absolutely nobody else. Nowhere else. We are the only community with drama. Can you believe it? Nobody else has ever been in petty arguments. He's Not I invented petty arguments in 2016. Before that, nobody ever was mad at each other. Nobody ever tried to start fights. I lost mine, so I remember nobody and nobody remembers me. I think I still have mine somewhere. At least my grade 12 one. Because I think we got one every year. I just don't know where my other ones are. I know for sure I have my grade 12 one because that one was kind of the most... The grade 12 one is kind of it's the most important one. Like, let's be real. But I don't know where the other ones are. You do a VTuber Orchestra yearbook. True! Is Azure Sniper, are you still in the chat? Are you still in the chat? Alright, I think you might be gone. Yearbook, yes, yearbook. We need VTuber Orchestra yearbook. Sorry, we were talking about yearbooks before you got here. I was like, what if I did like a VTuber yearbook where everyone sends in like, you know, a screenshot, like a school photo style screenshot. Yeah, it's a limited group would make it easier. That's true. That's true. Like, there's a lot of us, but like, there's not like in like super like huge number. And because it's like one group, you could probably like limit things, like I said, for like the pages about like that aren't just like people's photos. Like you could probably be like, oh yeah, this is from this cover or this collab. I don't have time for that. Fair. Fair. I never said, well, you don't have to do it. I'm sure there's a way to organize. There's gotta be a way to organize it. But yeah, no, not you specifically. Not you specifically. Understandable. I wonder if I have time to put together an audition video. I heard the group could use some percussionists. You will have to take that up with Azure. I'm gesturing. You can't see it, but I am gesturing towards Azure. Just like pretend.
G.
Yeah, I need two. I feel bad. This year, New Year's resolution is be better about getting my VTubers orchestra stuff in on time. I feel bad. I feel bad because I am the person asking for extensions. And I'm like, no, I need to be better about this year. I will get things in on time. I will get things in on time. I think I have another thing to record for somebody else as well. But it's for something unrelated. Unrelated thing. And I still have time. I still have plenty of time. I don't know. I have a bunch... I don't know. I want to do more covers, but like... Recently I've been trying to figure out how to... Like, okay, I want to have a bigger variety of things to sing, right? And I'm trying to find new ways to sing, you know, other than just being like... Because I kind of feel sometimes I'm like, okay, I can do big opera high note, but like I feel like that's like my only trick. that's the only thing I'm good for. So I'm like trying to find a second thing I can do. And I'm trying to learn to sing like, you know, softer and whispery, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make it sound good, because I feel like every time I try to record it, I just like... It's like oops all mouth noises. It's like unintentional ASMR, which I don't want it to be. So I'm trying to figure out how to record that way, but yeah, I need to diversify. I don't know, I feel like I need to have a stream where I just like go through all my unfinished projects in Reaper and just being like, hey, should I finish this one? And then you guys are gonna say yes to all of them, and then I'm just gonna be back where I started. I want to become Big Opera High Note, but the cyber distortion. Yeah, Big Opera High Note, but like we put it through like several layers of pitch correction, so it just sounds like Miku now. Because like, I don't know, I think the thing is like, I wish I was better at singing the kind of songs I like to listen to, I guess is my problem. No! Okay, well, I can take the hit. I will take the hit. I will lose, but I took the hit. You know, I came in second. I had big wins today. That's okay. I got taken out by the corporate lobbying group. Call me a small business the way I got taken out by corporate. Thank you for playing. And thank you, Rock Lobster and Barraclow. He is not a Vocaloid. I am in fact not Hatsune Miku. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. I mean, okay, I still have that like Utao voice bank that I was still working on. That will be finished one day eventually. Utao is a very tedious process. I'm not gonna lie. It is a very tedious process. I'm sure it'll be worth it in the end, but like, it is a tedious process. Like, it's one of those things where you, like, record all your syllables and you're like, oh, wow, can't wait for this to be finished, and then you realize you're, like, only about a third of the way there. Corporate wants you to show the difference between first and second place. It's the same place. Bit of a painful match, but hey, it happens. Thanks for having me. Thank you for playing. It's always nice and good when everybody comes to play. Yeah. I used a reverb today, which was really funny. Did you sound like you were in a cave? Were you in a cave? But yeah, I have 1 bajillion unfinished covers. I'm like, I don't know, is this anything? Water? Sure. I just downloaded it and had it going in 2 minutes, which is a very exciting experience. Oh, for reverb? Yeah. I mean, reverb is it is fun. It is fun. Although it can also make you sound like you're in a cave. I will not be Eggy in the cave, though. I am Eggy in the jong. Blech. I wish, I don't know. This week I was like kind of going through things. I feel like there were things that happened between last stream and now that I'm like, I feel like this would be fun to talk about on stream, and now I don't remember any of them. I promise interesting things did happen to me between then and now. But I forgot. I forgot. And now everyone's gonna think I have a boring life. I'm gonna be like, boring streamer. Nothing ever happens to her. Like, no, things did. Like, I've been watching some anime recently. I haven't, indeed. It turns out I enjoy anime. It turns out I enjoy anime. I am watching anime again. Even watching seasonal anime. Can you believe that? Actually watching... Okay, I tried Fate... okay, update since last week. I tried Fate Strange Fake. I think I need to finish... Because I only watched half of, like, the 1 hour premiere. I'm a little lost. I know that's probably the intended effect. I have exactly one guy I care about, and I don't care about any of them. I don't care about any of them other than what's his name? The blonde guy. The blonde guy who's kind of dumb. Flat? I think his name is Flat. That's the only character I care about so far. That's 50% on you. I know the answer is like watch the other. Which one? Blonde guy. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I know. I'll finish the episode eventually. I'm just like, I don't know. I'll give it a bit more time. But what else? What other anime? It's not seasonal, but I started watching. What's the new? Oh, what was it? The new Trigon, the new one that came out, or at least a newer one that came out in like 2-3 years ago. Trigon Stampede. And I went in like more or less blind. Like all I knew is like there's a guy who looks really cool, and like that's all I know. That's all I know. So, and that I have a friend who was like really into it at the time. So yeah, that was fun. I watched it at the gym. I think it'll be a good gym show. I don't really care about that. Zolly's just like, yeah, sorry, I have a job. Let's see. What else I have? Tamon-kun's B-side. That's a seasonal one from this season. Because I'm allowed to be a silly girl. Hello, Ego. Tips jong. Mahjong. No, Eggy, I don't have a job. You can pretend to have one for the purpose of dunking on the anime that I choose to watch. They never continued Gintama, made Gintama Z. It's over. I have not watched any Gintama. I merely have the Mahjong Soul cosmetics for it. There's just like a lot of it. I feel like if... All I know about Gintama is like if you go into like the top... like the top anime on my anime list, like half of them are just different seasons of Gintama. You know what? I've always thought this with my anime list, and with like, I feel like I'd have to look at like Annie List or like other like anime database score aggregator kind of things. Is like, so I've seen people say like second seasons always get a better score than the first season. And it's about like how and it's mostly just because like people who watch a second season of a show, right? If you didn't like the first season of a show, you're not going to sit down to watch the second season of it, right? So I think with Gintama is that you get this effect because there's so much of it, it just kind of like filters people more and more. So like the later seasons will have like a really high score because the only people who are still watching are people who enjoyed all the earlier seasons, you know? I feel like maybe just because it's like gone on so long. Because like in the same way that like, I think the final season of Fruits Basket, of like the 2019 Fruits Basket, was also in like the top 100 on my anime list. So I think that's like another case of like, is it better than the rest of the seasons of the show? Maybe not necessarily, but like, it's gonna be rated the highest because the only people watching it are people who liked all the other seasons. Also, I must also note that I think last I checked, Fruits Basket 2019 was still the only shoujo anime in, I think it was like in like the top 50 for my anime list. But I think that says more about like the demographics of the site than it does about like people's tastes, though, I think. But yeah, something Book of Friends. Oh yeah, that's another one. Natsume Yujincho. Is Kusuriya Shoujo. Scholars remain divided. Okay. To me, I think Apothecary Diaries is... Okay. In terms of publishing terminology, it is not shoujo because it is not published in a shoujo magazine. It is published in a seinen magazine. So in, like, on paper, it is, like, quite literally on paper, it is seinen. In practice, though, I would say most of the people who are watching and reading are probably not men, I would say, realistically speaking. I don't think that's, like, the actual target demographic. Yeah, Kimi ni Todoke was pretty popular. It got a remake more recently, right? But, like, are we talking manga or are we talking anime? Because, like... Yeah, Natsume Yujincho is great. I had a friend, the same friend who was also really into Trigun Stampede, who tried to sit down a whole bunch of us at the beginning of COVID and be like, okay, we're gonna watch this thing. We didn't get very far. She was like skipping episodes because she's like, yeah, because like it's a very episodic show, so she was like, okay, you don't need to watch all of them, but like at least watch these ones. I don't think we didn't get terribly far, but also there's like 7 seasons of it or something, so... Yeah. I was wondering where I put it. It doesn't have josei vibes. It has seinen vibes, shoujo vibes too. What, Natsume Yujincho or Apothecary Diaries? Because I think Natsume Yujincho, I'd have to check where it's published. Because I believe it qualifies as shoujo last I checked. But I think that also has to do with what magazine is published in. Because that's the other thing too, is a lot of these distinctions are actually, they have less to do with actual content and more to do with like, what magazine are they published in? Because if your manga is published in like Shonen Jump, it's gonna be classified as shonen regardless of what the actual like content of the manga looks like. So it's like that with a lot of things where it's like, okay, this is technically like something that's like, in terms of content, this is very much for one demographic, but it's printed in a magazine for another demographic, so it just kind of counts as that. Apothecary. Yeah, again, Apothecary... I've seen people try to argue, they're like, oh yeah, Apothecary Diaries is like... it's published in a seinen magazine, but like, I don't know. Just because some of the characters have big boobs doesn't make it seinen to me. Like, I just don't think that the seinen demographic is looking at Jinchi, and I just don't think that young men are the target audience for that guy, for... Like... Rule in the world. 2 girls for 1 guy, shonen. 2 guys for 1 girl, shoujo. Twilight is a shoujo, Lord of the Rings is a shonen. Okay, what is, what if there's like an equal amount of guys and girls? Yeah, seinen is not young man. Well, is it? Because like you have like... EGGY is literally all seinen. Well, seinen is like young men in the sense of like, it's like adults generally, right? Like, it's like, this is not really... It's like, it's not targeting children, right? I also think that there's like a lot of manga, because like I think EGGY is also kind of like... Because I remember like when I was a kid, the first ever like slice of life manga I ever read was Yotsuba, which I think is probably the same for a lot of other people too. But like one of the things I found interesting was that like in every place that I visited, when I would go to the library, in every like different city I would go to, nobody could agree where to shelve Yotsuba. Because in some libraries they would shelve it with the adult manga, some would shelve it with the teen manga, some would shelve it with the kids manga. And I feel like it's kind of like, it falls into the weird space where it's like, there's nothing in this manga that's like inappropriate for children, but there's also not really anything in it that children would find especially interesting. Like, it's appropriate for children, but it's not really for children. Like, it's not made with children in mind, you know? Yeah, Yotsuba's like Giga Seinen, isn't it? Yeah, Yotsuba's like the most obvious seinen manga of all time. Yeah, but a lot of libraries would shelve it with the kids manga, because like it's about children. There's like a lot of child characters. There's nothing in it that's inappropriate for children. Like, even compared to other slice of life manga, it's very child appropriate. But like, would kids find it interesting is a different question, I think. Which is probably why they... Because yeah, it's not, again, it's appropriate for children, and it features children, but it's not like made for children. Calvin died. Harry Potter, just by having a male main character, is a shoujo. Well, I don't know. Then you get the other question of like, where does Yuri and BL fall into this? Because like Yuri is a weird one. Yuri's a weird one because like, I've known people who have initially thought that like the main demographic reading Yuri is men, because, you know, the main demographic who reads BL is women, right? But it's you'd think it would be the other way around, but I feel like a Yuri audience is kind of pretty evenly split, I feel. Yeah, like Yuri can be shoujo or seinen. Yeah, Yuri is kind of like the weird one where it's like you have to kind of like look at the presentation of it and make like a subjective analysis. No. You have to look at it. You gotta look at it and be like, okay, what do I think this is for? Who do I think this is for? And you gotta make your best guess. No! Yeah, it's very obvious which is which. That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I don't think it's always that obvious. I don't think it's... There are probably notable examples that you can definitely pull from that are like, I'm not sure about it with something like Citrus. Well, okay, because like Citrus I feel falls more into... Citrus is not What do you mean Citrus is not seinen? Then what is it? What would Citrus be if not seinen? It also doesn't help that I think Citrus was published in like... Oh no, I didn't mean to discard that tile. Like Citrus was published in like a specifically Yuri magazine, so I'm not even sure where it falls on that scale. It's shonen? It's shonen. What about something like Bloom Into You? Where do you think that would fall? Where do you think that would fall? It could be Yuri. No, Bloom Into You is specifically Yuri. But I mean the demographic. Bloom is seinen? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other examples of like what does this count as? Evening, but yes, also good evening, X-Rock. We're arguing about demographics of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of it is kind of vibes, right? Because like I don't know, I've seen mangaka talk about this, and it's like these kind of categorizations exist more for like marketing purposes than for like actual like genre or artistic purposes. They're kind of more just like, how do we make a distinction? How do we know who this is for? How do we know like where to shelve it in the bookstore? It's kind of more about that, you know? I guess maybe in the same way that you might have genres in English, or it's like, some of this is just like for marketing. Like some of this is just like, we need a word so people know what this thing is with as little explanation as possible. This hand is not going anywhere. I screwed up early on. Foolish egg. Foolish. Been sitting here the whole time being foolish. I've read a couple very shoujo like Yuri manga. Well, I feel like also a lot of early Yuri was largely shoujo. Like I feel like that was kind of the state of affairs for like the first decade or so of Yuri existence as like a well-defined thing. And Josei Yuri can go man ways. Many ways. Ah. I guess man is one of those ways it can go. Man ways. Does this manga go man ways? Which doesn't seem very shoujo for a Yuri anime. Well, because it's taking like heavy influences from other shoujo anime. So yeah, that's yeah. Bloom can be josei. It does talk about gender issues proper. Is that like a requirement for being josei though? But I know what you mean, right? Like, it's not trying to go for like fluff. Yeah, it's going for like grounded real world issues. But like, I don't know if that makes josei necessarily. Oh, thank God. Somebody wronged and I was not involved. Lovely. Boom. I'm in fourth. Maybe my jong luck ran out. Maybe I got too yappy. And then I forgot how to jong. Weh. Eggplants, it has been so dry lately. I think because it's been very cold. And also, the place I've been working at is also very, very dry. I feel like my hands, like I looked at my hands today and I'm like, I look like I've aged like 20 years in like a week. And it's just my hands. Like I feel like, I guess maybe because I still moisturize my face. My face still looks normal. But my hands are like, ugh. My hands are old. My face is still full of youthful vibrance. My hands are old. Old. No, don't But actually, no, do put down laptop. Okay. Good topic to rage bait and have fun with. Rage baiting in the EGGY chat. Unbelievable. Like, I don't need to ask people to come rage bait me. I can rage bait myself. I don't know. I'm trying to do that less. Because, like, I don't know. I don't want to be, like, the kind of person that, like, comes on stream and is like, check out this terrible person I saw on Twitter today. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. I want to like nice things. I've come to realize that having me watch shoujo is dangerous. I see the most insufferable guy who's way too touchy and super flirty for no reason, as one is in a shoujo romance. I mean, yeah, wait, no, this is funny and cool in a cosmic way. Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, this does not match up with my experience of life, but, like, it's fun anyway. I don't know. What I'm gonna say is I think that, like, the ones that are good, like, the ones that people consider to be good shoujo, it gets surreal sometimes. Well, keep in mind, this is also, sometimes how I, as a woman, feel about watching, like, rom-com anime that is, like, made for a more male demographic. Like, sometimes you just get characters where you're like, I don't think that's how women are. I don't think that's how a woman would act in that situation, but you just roll with it because you're like, yeah, it's fun. This is, and it's the same thing the other way around, you know? But I think also too, like, the ones that people usually remember as being good are the ones that, you know, have, I guess, characters that feel more grounded usually. If I would get drip-fed shoujo for a year, I could do a BFE ASMR. He's like, I have my PhD in woman, I understand everything now. I mean, something I've noticed, a pattern I have noticed recently in a lot of, like, romance stuff is, like, I think the actual female fantasy, or at least one that I think is common enough, is the idea, because, like, people joke about the, like, oh, I can fix him kind of thing, but I think the actual fantasy is saying I can fix him and then actually succeeding. Like, I think that's like the premise of, like, a lot of romance stories, I think. It's just like, I can fix him, and then you do that successfully. With some difficulty, but successfully nonetheless. What is good shoujo? People like Fruits Basket. I need to finish Fruits Basket, but people like it. Rose of Versailles is, like, another one. I don't know, it's funny because I remember once I was like, to me, I remember Rose of Versailles being, like, kind of a manly shoujo because it's like, okay, like, the main character is Oscar, and she's, like, you know, like, this, like, military person, and I remember it being kind of manly, right? It has this kind of, like, you know, it's still very sparkly and romance, but, like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, it has, like, a masculine aspect to it. But then, like, I remember, trying to show the anime to somebody once, and then I forgot that the entire first arc is, like, it's, like, insanely petty drama between Marie Antoinette and this other noble lady, and I'm like, I totally forgot how petty the first arc is. Yeah, I watched half of Oran and half of Fruits Basket, and I thought both were good. Yeah, Oran, I don't know. I like Oran as a concept. I can't say, Oran, I think you needed to be around at a certain exact time and place to enjoy it, and I think I just was not around. Like, I think I showed up, like, about 5 years too late, and I was like, this is okay, I guess. Like, I can see why it was like the way it was at the time. I just don't know. It's not like it's aged poorly. It's just like one of those things where it's like, I feel like you had to be there at a very specific time and place to experience this to the full extent, you know? Cause like, weren't they? Cause like, Oron is having like a 20th anniversary, right? I think? Soon? Is it this year? It came out in 2006, right? The anime? So yeah, I guess this year, this year would be the 20th anniversary. I know every few years people are like, are we gonna get a reboot? Are we gonna get season 2? I just don't know if, Oron would work in the climate of today. Like, I think the thing is that it's like, Oron feels like it's like a parody of tropes that just like don't really exist anymore, you know? Like, I can't imagine shipping them, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't there at the time. Can anybody tell me if people were shipping with the Oron boys with each other, or if it was just like Haruhi with whoever your favorite guy is? like what was the vibe at the time? If anybody was there in like 2006 or something. I was very busy being only slightly too young to watch Oron, I think. But alright, GG. Good job, Punk Asian. Everyone clap for Punk Asian. Everyone clap for Punk Asian. Sure. Congratulations, I guess. That was the age of ship anything with anything. That's true, that's true. Clap 2. Clap 2. We'll have one single clap. Yeah, the ideas of deep discourse and problematic themes is largely a joke. Yeah. Eggy kicked someone out. What do you mean? There's still space. There's still space. There's literally one slot. There's literally one slot. See? You had nothing to worry about. Hello, Bubba. Hello, Bubba. But yeah, no, we're talking about... I'm being mean. She's pushing people over. The worst influence. The worst influence on me. I was saying earlier, I'm like, I can't hear Eggy because I'm ASMR. Wait, do you have ASMR going? Are you listening to ASMR? Or are you doing... Is Beba live right now? Is she doing ASMR? She is ASMR. Yes, she's... Are you playing? Are you playing Zhong? Are you Zhonging here while streaming ASMR? Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry if the audio gets weird. Let's see. I'll do ASMR too. I'll do ASMR. Hold on. No, let me pause the music. I'm gonna do ASMR. Ooh. I don't know if I'll do very well at this Mahjong game. Because I'm too focused on whispering. Eggy, drink water. I should probably do that. Hold on. Oh wait, I didn't mean to discard that. No! No, this is ASMR. Could you please not? 5 minutes de ASMR en français, mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Sally, si tu peux me rage baiter, je vais faire mon propre rage bait. Je peux le faire aussi.
Daedric, Prince of Comfort, just bloomed. Year of the Egg incoming.
J'ai oublié de parler français, j'ai oublié de parler français.
ち
I have the unfortunate condition of ASMR for email. Je suis désolée. Tu peux me mettre sur mute si tu veux. Et puis, I'll go take a nap. Good night. I'm sorry. Let me do my bit. Oh wait, a French-speaking Janshi. I'm not a Jan... Quoi? Je suis pas un Janshi. Je suis un F. Un F. Je suis un F. Excellent même. Ben, je parle français parce que quelqu'un m'a fait un redeem dans le Twitch chat. Alors il faut que je parle français jusqu'à... Oh, ça fait... C'était... Ben, je vais parler jusqu'à peut-être 10 heures. 10 heures... Un autre 4 minutes. Je suis sleeping anyway, it's all good. Good bit though. Merci pour aimer mon bit. Je dois être... J'essaie de toujours faire plus de bits. Je fais like 10:02. Ok, oui. On a encore quelques minutes. Et puis, je vais devenir œuf en anglais. Un autre accent québécois quand même. C'est un peu québécois. Je suis canadienne. Alors, j'ai appris le français à l'école. Mais le problème, c'est que mon français, c'est très ciseau. J'apprends pas de gros mots à l'école. J'apprends pas vraiment de l'argot. Mais peut-être j'ai appris un peu. Ben, au Canada, apprendre le français à l'école, c'est un peu étrange parce que les matériels, comme les livres et tout ça qu'on utilise, ça vient de France. Alors c'est le français parisien. Mais si on utilise d'autres films, d'autres vidéos, d'autres pratiques d'écoute, ça c'est normalement avec le français québécois. Alors c'est un peu de mélange de les deux. Je fais pas normalement ASMR non plus. Je vais finir le ASMR quand Bodega n'est plus dans le jeu. Est-ce que Bodega est vraiment live? Est-ce qu'elle est en train de streamer? Est-ce que streamer c'est le mot? Parce que je trouve quand même drôle quand il y a un anime convention qui se passe à Montréal. Alors tout leur annonce et tout ça c'est fait en anglais et en français. Mais quand ils annoncent les invités, ils le font en anglais et puis en français. Mais ce qui se passe c'est que vous avez quand vous avez des VTubers, vous avez... Parce que, en français, ça change si c'est masculin ou féminin. So, vous avez, une VTubeuse. Alors, ça va dire VTuber, et puis... Ça veut dire, comme en anglais, ça dit VTuber, et puis en français, c'est VTubeuse. Si c'est un femme. VTubeuse. Ça, c'est pas un mot qui devrait exister. VTubers. Réforme scolaire canadienne pour mettre du joie dans tous les cours. Joie, c'est du slang. Ben, le problème avec ça, c'est que même si... Parce que parfois vous avez un professeur qui veut enseigner de langue plus casuelle, n'est-ce pas? Mais ça fonctionne pas toujours... Parce que, très rapidement, ça devient un peu vieille. Les mots comme ça vieillissent. VTuber, c'est pareil en français de France. On a un délire avec le masculin et féminin pour tout. Oui, parce que vous avez comme professeur ou directeur, directrice. Je sais que VTuber et VTubeuse, ça image avec oh, French over. You know that one picture with the it's like a box of cigarettes with like a warning on it that says like cigarettes cause cancer, but like it's written in French and it says like le cigarette cause le cancer, which is like a normal sentence in French, but like to English speakers they're just saying like le cigarette cause le cancer. Mais ça passe parfois avec aussi au Québec parce que like why did I switch back to French? It happens in Quebec because, you know, Quebec has like a law about how like you need to have your stuff in French if you're gonna sell stuff in Quebec. So sometimes there are stores that will have like a different name in Quebec. So you end up with like Le Body Shop kind of stuff. Or I guess maybe like Bath A Body Works. You end up with stuff like that. Yeah. The French labeling and stuff gets weird with so many identical French-English words. Yeah. The cigarettes thing reminds me of that one Dutch tweet where it's like, we have in serious problem. Yeah. Yeah, joual is like Quebecois core slang more or less. Yeah, I think the thing is like, I've had teachers who tried, but the thing is a lot of it becomes very dated very quickly. It's like, I guess it's like trying to teach it slang anywhere else, I guess. Like, I guess if you're like on French social media or watch enough like French movies. I have a friend who tried to read Chainsaw Man in French and she's like, it was so difficult. Like, because of the way Denji talks. Like Denji specifically, she's like, I had to keep looking up stuff because there would just be sentences that she just straight up could not understand. Because, like, again, I guess they have him talking with a lot of like slang, a lot of like very casual language, a lot of swearing. So yeah, there's just times where she's like, yeah, there's like, I have to learn new French slang just to understand this one guy. How straining is the ASMR for you? Honestly, a little bit straining, yeah. To be fair, I'm probably not up close to the mic. I'm sure there's probably like proper ASMR technique that lets you whisper for longer without like feeling like you're straining your voice. But I don't think I've figured it out yet. We also like to make absurdly long sentences. You know what? I never really thought of that, but you're kind of right, yeah. Well, I think it's also long sentences just because some words are longer. Like, aujourd'hui is such a funny word because the meaning is so basic. Like, aujourd'hui means today for people who don't speak French. And it just hasn't, compared to like today, it just has an absurd amount of letters. Like, that's like an absurd amount of syllables for like what should be a commonplace, or like should be, it is a commonplace word, but like that's an absurd number of syllables for a commonplace word, you know? Yeah, reading French translated manga is funny because it's all France slang. Like, if every English manga used British slang. You know what, that's probably how British people feel reading most English manga though. Worse, au jour d'aujourd'hui. Oh my god, I hate it. Never say that ever again. Yeah. Mods add 30% more words to a sentence with French. Cette main précédente aurait pu être quelque chose avec tous ces Dora. C'est Dora. But yeah, what were some other, I feel like there's other French words that have like very like basic everyday meanings. What was another one? I think aujourd'hui is like, there's definitely a lot of other words that just like have, oh, I think qu'est-ce que c'est? That's like another one. That's like, again, I know all language is just like nonsense, and it's just like the nonsense that you're like accustomed to hearing. But like qu'est-ce que c'est is like, you shouldn't need that many hyphens and apostrophes to just ask what is it. Dora, you had 2 green dragon doors supposed to read 5s. I'm sorry, I'm not locked in. I didn't get locked in enough. I started whispering and then I had to speak French and now I don't know how to play Mahjong anymore. Oh, 99. Yes, okay, 99 is nonsense. That's another one. I will readily acknowledge that French numbers are nonsense. Like, I could cope until I started learning Japanese, and Japanese numbers are just like absurdly easy. Like, French numbers are like 6010, 6011, 6012, 6013, 6014, 6015, 6016, 6017, 6018, 6019, 420, 421, 422. 99 is 99 in France, but 99 in Belgium. Okay, 99 sounds silly, but like at least it makes sense, right? It makes sense. 420s and 19, yeah. For 80 we have 80 in French, octante in Switzerland. Yeah, you see, that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes sense. Because yeah, literally Japanese numbers are absurdly easy. Japanese numbers are like, you learn 1 to 10, and then you learn like 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100, do they have 100,000? Either way, it's one of those things where it's like every other number is built out of those numbers. So like 25 is like 210.5. It's like nijugo. That's like 210.5. And then like 300 is like is it sanpyaku? Either way, it's like 300. It makes sense. Yeah, the 10,000 base counting is a little weird, but outside that, straightforward. Yeah, I think the 10,000 also makes more sense when you realize, like, because like, when they, like, because you know how here, like, I don't know how much this affects language, and I imagine it probably works more the other way around, where like language affects money. But like here, like if you use dollars, it's like, okay, you have $1, but like a dollar is made of 100 cents. But like if you go to pay for something that's $10, you don't say that, like, you're not like, that's 1,000 cents, even though that is what it is, right? Whereas like for Japanese yen, it's like, you know, you'll say something is 1,000 yen, right? Like there's not really like a unit of 100 the same way that there is in like a lot of English-speaking countries. The most crazy part is the fact that Latin has a plain word for 100. What happened to go? I guess, yeah, you're right, we do say it's like 100. We don't go like... That is true, now that I think of it. Like Chinese also has the same kind of counting system with Japan where it's like 1, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 100, 1,000. Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense to like build it out of existing numbers, right? It makes sense. And also dollars. And maybe yen. Funny to get recommended this Mahjong stream, really recommended similar French and Japanese language discussion. Well, I mean, I'm glad you're here. My Chinese friend got dollar coins when they came to America. It was kind of funny. Well, like, I feel like coins are like a pretty common souvenir, right? Because it's something that you're probably gonna be getting anyway, right? I still have, you know, I need to go back to Japan because I still have about somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,500 yen in a coin pouch. Because, on like the day that I was leaving, I had to, basically, I had to get like 5,000 yen out of an ATM because I didn't have enough change left in my wallet and I needed to buy a train ticket to get to the airport. So I took like 5,000 yen out because that was the smallest amount the ATM would let me get. And then I bought my ticket. I think I probably bought something from the kombini. And then, yeah, I've had like 3,500 yen just sitting in a wallet for 3 years now. That's why I need to go back. What do you think I should go back and spend my 3,500 yen on? I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna be this sentimental about having 3,500 yen in a coin pouch, I'm like, I need to spend it on something sentimental. Oh, you know what I think I should spend it on? What can 3,500 yen get you in Japan? Well, like, okay, 3,500 yen is roughly like $35 Canadian, probably a bit more American. For reference, like a bottle of tea in Japan, depending on where you buy it from, is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 150 or 160 yen. 3,500 yen would probably get you, like, I don't know, a meal at a fast food restaurant at McDonald's is usually, like, for me, at least when I was there, it's probably a bit more expensive now, but a combo was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1,000 yen. But like, I'm not gonna buy 3 McDonald's combos with my sentimental yen here. Buy a kombini egg with it. Part of me wants to use it to, so, I think I've talked about it on stream before, but, there's a train company in Japan called Hankyu, and it runs lines in mostly around like Kansai, and it has like the trains are just really pretty, and they make merch of the trains, and I forgot to buy some. I kept like walking past it when I was in the stations, and I would forget to buy some, and I would think, oh, I'll get it next time, and then I thought as I was like leaving Osaka on the Shinkansen, I'm like, oh no, I didn't buy any Hankyu merch. So I think I would use it to buy Hankyu merch so I can get like, I don't know, 2 sentimental birds with 1 stone. I've come back to finish what I've started. I'm here to spend 3,500 yen and buy Hankyu merch. Yeah. 3,500 yen could easily get you 3 meals. Yeah, but then that's not sentimental. I'm trying to think, what other sentimental thing could I get? Maybe, I think it would be fun to go and buy something from the first kombini I ever shopped at. I think that could be fun. Cause like the first one I think I shopped at, it was like one that was like directly below. It was like in the train station below a hotel where I was staying. That could be fun. I mean, it's probably still there. It was like a train station Lawson, so it's almost certainly still there. Eggy vlog going to the first place she went in Japan moment. Honestly, that could be fun, because the thing is that like I didn't vlog when I was in Japan because I was like, I'm still in Japan. Or like at the time I was like, okay, I can't really vlog about this because I didn't want to like dox my location, right? It's one of those things where it's like, I can't just be like, here is a restaurant I frequent frequently, you know? My first company, I think it was a 7-Eleven right outside the Tokyo Dome City Hall. Yeah, mine I think was, because when I landed at Kansai International Airport, and so stayed in a hotel for a few days before I checked into my dorm. The hotel was called the Stargate Hotel, and right underneath Stargate Hotel, there is a train station. I believe that's a Ringu City train station. And then, yeah, there's a Lawson in that train station. And that was my first ever Kombini purchase was there. Well, I guess official Kombini.
ロン、
Yippee!
それちょうだい。
Yippee! Okay. Yay. Yay. Okay, I think. Hold on. Okay. Are the audio levels normal again? Let's start with the music. Thanks for the game, Eggy. There we go. Okay, we're back to normal. We're back to normal. Back to normal. Belle May. Merci. ASMR is cancelled. I was only doing ASMR because Beba was doing ASMR. But now Beba's not in the game anymore, so I can talk normally again. I don't know. Where are my first places? Because, like, in that area where I was when I landed, it was, like, very, like... I don't know what it looks like now. Because when I landed, like, that was, like, before they were open to tourists again. So it was, like, a very dead area because there was no tourists. There was, like, a lot of, like, you know, like, there was, like, a shopping mall, there was, like, chain restaurants, but, like, there wasn't that many people in them because nobody was traveling. So I imagine it's probably a much busier area now that people are actually, like, coming to Japan with the intention of being on vacation. Cause yeah, like, I could go to, like, the Caesarea that I went to for the first time. I could go back to the McDonald's that I went to for the first time. I could go to, there was, like, not an onsen, but there was, like, a Super Sento, there. I could go to that. That was, like, the first one I ever went to. I could go there. It's my favorite food. I order all the time, an X chain. I mean, I think, I did a whole stream when I got back about Femiresu, because I will become a Femiresu scholar. I will become Caesarea expert. Maybe not Caesarea. I'll have to find the tier list I made. Royal Host still clears. It's more expensive, but sometimes expensive things are good. Sometimes things are expensive because they are good. Streams lost of time. I mean, the streams lost of time. I probably saved the photo. Like, I probably saved the picture somewhere. But yeah. I think Royal Host was my top tier. I don't remember where I would have saved the picture. It's got to be there somewhere. Maybe if I search my Twitter, I probably posted it there at some point. Let me see. Let me take a look. Also, I think the next game is going to be the last one because it is getting a little bit late and I do need to go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Maybe if I put NiceEggy Femi Resu. Will I come up with anything? How do you do the thing where you search for, like, from user advanced? Is it advanced search? No. There is a way to search, like, from user on Twitter. I just forget how. Ah, let me join. Okay. Is it a depth only game? I don't know. I don't think I have a filter set up. I think anyone's allowed to join. Unfortunately, the weather will still be kind of bad this week. I know, it's gonna be cold the whole week, but at least they're not predicting, like, any more snow. I'm just hoping that, like, my train is functional tomorrow morning, otherwise I'm going to be quite cross. I'm going to be quite cross. You can type from user in his search bar. Okay, hold on. Let's see. From NiceEggy. Fami desu. Because I almost certainly tweeted about it. Let me see. Okay, there's only 3 tweets coming up, and none of them are the one I'm looking for. Because I have... What do I have here? I have a tweet about, ooh, I miss Fami desu, that was made like 2 months after I came back. Complaining that my nearest Fami desu took the Choco Mint Sundae off the menu, which I am mad about. Maybe it was just a seasonal thing, or maybe I was the only one. Maybe I really was the only one that was, maybe I was the only one who was ordering it. Let me see, Sizeria. Did I not tweet about it? Ever? Really? Okay, I think I just broke the search feature because now I can't find anything. Man, I could have sworn I had posted the picture somewhere. Maybe it's in the Discord? I don't know. But yeah, I had definitely, I think my thing was that, like, okay, Royal Host was my favorite. I think my problem was that, I was living in Kobe, and Kobe is, like, strictly Sizeria territory. Like, I had to, if I wanted to go to Denny's, I had to go all the way to Osaka. Like, there was no Denny's in Kobe. I think they had one, and then it got turned into a Sizeria. Like, everything was Sizeria. There was, like, a Sizeria every, like, 10 feet. Like, I don't think there was, like, a single, like, train station in the city that you would be able to get off at and not make it to a Sizeria within, like, 5 minutes, you know? Like, I feel like there was, like, the density of, like, Sizeria per capita in Kobe was, like, probably comparative with, like, I don't know, maybe, like, Tim Hortons here? Which is weird, because Sizeria is, like, a sit-down restaurant. But, like, okay. The train station where I would transfer trains, I would, like... There was, like, kind of like a multi-floor commercial building. I don't know what to call it. It wasn't really a shopping mall, but it was, like, you know, one of those buildings where it's, like, one floor is a bookstore, another floor is a Daiso, another floor has restaurants. There was a Sizeria in that building. If you go out the other exit of the station, there is a different Sizeria in a different building. And there was probably, I think, a third one that also existed that I had just never been to. Like... Oh, we have 3 different Ichihimes ganging up on me. Unfortunate. But yeah, everything was Sizeria all the time. I got tired of it pretty quick. So yeah, maybe I did judge Sizeria unfairly just because of, like, Sizeria overexposure. Like, I'm sure if I was, like, living in Tokyo, I would feel the same way about, like, Jonathan's or something. But, yeah... It's Italian junk food chain. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's still like a sit-down restaurant. Like, I'd say quality-wise, the food probably would qualify more as fast food. But in terms of, like, setup, it's like, no, it's very much, like, sit down. Like, you sit down and, like, you actually, okay, you actually write down your order, like, on a slip of paper and then hand it to the waiter, but, like, it's still a waiter that comes to you. I don't know. It's also weird because something I had to get used to with restaurants in Japan was like, because you know how like here, like waiters will come to you, like whether you want them to or not. Like you'll just be eating and they'll be like, "Oh, is everything going okay?" And then you're like, "Oh, I want some more." But in Japan, they only come to your table when you ask, which has its pros and cons. Because the pros is that they won't come to your table unless you ask, and the cons is that they won't come to your table unless you ask. Because, like, some restaurants, you gotta, like, literally, like, call over the server. Like, you have to be like, onegaishimasu. Like, you have to, like, actually, like, call them over. Like, shitsureishimasu. Sumimasen. Yeah, like, you have to, like, actually call them over. But, other places, like, most of the saizerias I went to had this. A lot of famiresus had this, well, they'll just have like a button you can press on the table, and you just press it, and then it calls over the waiter. But the problem with that one, though, is that like, usually there's like some kind of bell or buzzer that goes off when you press it, that the whole restaurant can hear. And I'm like, I don't know. I felt incredibly embarrassed the first time I used it. It's like, now everyone knows that you're about to go ask for dessert. Everyone in this restaurant knows that you have a question. How shameful. Oh, you look at this guy ordering food in a restaurant. Unbelievable. You think of anything more embarrassing? To be fair, the amount of stuff I was ordering at Saizeria I think was probably kind of embarrassing. It probably was kind of embarrassing. Because Saizeria is like really, really cheap, right? So, like, I don't think there was a single time I went to Saizeria and ordered less than like 3 things. I think every single time I went, I was ordering like at least 1 entree, at least 1 side, at least 1 dessert. I don't think... And also drink bar. I don't think there was ever... I don't think I ever just, like, not ordered as much stuff as I could physically fit in my body. It was kind of embarrassing, I think. Like, it gets to a point where you're like... Because, you know, when you order, like... You'll write down what you want, but then the server will read it back to you. And at some point, it's just when you have the server reading it back to you, and you're just like realizing all of a sudden how much food you're actually ordering, and then you just kind of feel embarrassed about it, but then you order it anyway. That was kind of the vibe every time I went to Saizeria. Like, yeah, I am ordering a pizza, and also a doria, and also a salad, and also a soup, and also a dessert, and also drink bar. And all of that would cost like $14. And like, I don't know, did they do any of it particularly well? Not always, but also it was unbeatable price. Like, I liked their breads. I liked the focaccia. I liked the pizza, but not for normal pizza reasons. Is however you spell Sizeria better than East Side Mario's? I wouldn't say better. The thing is with East Side Mario's, they're going for different things. They're going for different things. Because keep in mind, East Side Mario's is more like going for like Italian American. And Sizeria is like more, I guess, Italian that's like redesigned to be popular in Japan, I guess. Because like there are foods that are considered Italian foods in Japan that just like don't exist anywhere. Like doria is such a huge thing that nobody here knows what it is. The doubled on instant karma for the con. You are paying for your misdeeds. But yeah, like it's like doria is like, it's like a rice dish. It's like rice with like sauce and cheese melted on top. So I guess it's kind of like a pasta dish. I guess they have ones with different toppings, obviously. So you have ones with different kinds of sauces, different things on them. But like, is a thing that is, you can probably find a doria at an Asian fusion cafe. I found like 1 or 2 places in Eggy City that sell them. But yeah, it's weird because it's rice with cheese and meat on it. So you like, you'd think it'd be popular here, but no, it's an Italian food that only exists in Japan. It's like kind of I guess sort of a fusion thing that's now just like worked itself. I guess in the same way that like there's lots of Italian American food that doesn't really exist in Italy either, right? But yeah, I feel like there's probably even more places than I think here that sell doria. They just call it something different, so I never thought to order it. I think about doria at a Hong Kong style cafe. So there's like pineapple bun burgers too. Yeah. I think I know which one I might know which one you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's this. I want to try more of like the pineapple bun type stuff. I don't know. I feel like I keep getting scared off though, because like I keep seeing like this kind of like Chinese bakery type place, and they're like, they have these like bread things, but then they have it served with like an entire stick of butter. Like, I remember seeing a picture of one, and at first I thought it was like cheese. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the kind of like, it's like a bun, but then there's like a visible, like it's like visibly butter still as a stick. At first I thought it was like yeah, butter slab pineapple bun. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like I sound insane. But yeah, no, I feel like I get scared off by those because I'm like, that's so much butter at once. Like, I thought it was cheese at first when I first looked at it, but I was like, no, this is butter? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to become more American. And just like embrace entire stick of butter. But I get scared off. You're right, that's too much butter. I know there's other foods that use like a butter slab. I'm more too focused on jong to think. Well, like, I don't know. Even things with like a pat of butter on it for me sometimes is a bit much. Like a pat of butter on toast I think is fine. But like a visible pat of butter, well, maybe on pancakes. But I feel like on anything other than like toast or pancakes, like having a visible pat of butter is just like not really my thing. You know? Yeah, butter is a mixed ingredient, not a focus ingredient. Yeah, you're right. Like, butter is a thing that, like, should improve the flavor of other things, right? guess you have like butter popcorn where butter is the flavor, but like the main focus is still the popcorn, right? The patties for presentation, you still spread that on the toast and pancakes. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been a butter on pancakes person though. But also I think my parents were just like looking back, I think my parents were just like, maybe not anti-oil, but like, I look at like, you know, it's not like they never ate butter or they never ate things with oil in it, but like, I think about like, I still get surprised when I see how much oil people use to fry their eggs. Because I was always taught to do it with just like a light spraying of cooking spray, like just enough so that the egg doesn't stick to the pan. But then I've visited other people and they will have like eggs that still like they're like practically deep fried at that point. Or like people who oil the pan with butter. And it's like, I don't know, it's not like a bad thing. It's not a sin. It's just like not what I'm used to. Put the butter slab bun in the food channel. Thank you. So everyone else knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't really grow up with like butter on pancakes. Or even like the whole thing of like butter and then jam on top was like only something I started doing as an adult, really. Like we just skipped the butter step when I was a kid. We just put the jam directly on the bread. To be honest, the butter slab isn't really any different from a butter tart. The filling... Yeah, but a butter tart isn't filled with actual butter, is it? It's just like butter and sugar cream. I mean, yeah, but like a butter tart isn't like just butter. Isn't I always thought a butter tart was more like a pecan pie? Pecan pie? Like I always thought it was more in that vein and not just like butter in a tart, right? A butter tart, the filling has the butter mixed in. Like, I know it contains butter, because, like, most baked goods contain butter, but, like, I didn't think that that was, like, the main focus. But then again, I'm somebody who comes from a place where the most notable dessert is sugar pie, so maybe I'm not one. Maybe I should shut my mouth on this topic. It's butter and sugar. Yeah, but isn't it like browned? Or is it like the butter is browned? But yeah, again, maybe I should shut my mouth on this topic as somebody from sugar pie. Sugar pie. In fact, I'm not even really sure what... I mean, I know sugar pie contains sugar, but like in what quantity? I think it's brown sugar. As a kid, I always thought it was maple syrup because it just made sense because I felt like it was always served to me in like a maple syrup context. But no, I think it is brown sugar. I think I'm still winning. I'm still winning. I am still winning. I have so many points. I have big point, big point, big point. Yeah, I should check. I hope I don't have a long day. I hope I don't have a long commute. Ooh. I wish all eggplants a quick and convenient commute on a well-plowed road or on a functioning bus or train. Unless there's like some third secret method of transportation that you're using. I hope the sea is calm if you commute by boat for some reason. I hope the skies are clear if you for some reason commute by airplane. And the long day at the Long Day Factory also includes a bonus snowed factory. Yeah. Sure hope I don't have a snowy day. Snowy Day Factory. Well, again, like I said, it's supposed to be very cold this week, but it's not going to snow anymore according to the weather report, I think. It's probably fine. It will probably be okay. It'll only be a little bit snowy. I mean, there'll be snow on the ground, but like, more of it isn't falling from the sky, is my point. And maybe they'll actually clear off the tracks for the Eggy train. Hello, I am Eggy and I would like to get to work on time. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. I should not be too slippy at this hour. I think I'll probably have to buy my lunch tomorrow. I've been trying to avoid doing that, but also I need to... I don't have time to make anything else. I ate all my leftovers at dinner and I'm like, oops, oops, oops. It is fine. I will make a dinner tomorrow. I want to try making mapo tofu. Because, like, I bought the sauce for it. There's, like, a specific kind of sauce that you're supposed to have for it. And I bought that. But I want... I still need to buy, like, the rest of the ingredients. I think I still need to buy oyster sauce. I think I'm out of oyster sauce. I need to buy more oyster sauce. And I need to buy... tofu and ground beef. Is it ground beef? Or no, maybe it's ground pork that they use for mapo tofu. Some kind of ground meat. Some variety. And then I will try making mapo tofu. Ooh. Eggy win. I am going to steal all your points. I'm stealing all your points. Eggy, drink water? Hello, Hickory. I will do that. Yeah. Please, Eggy, may we have some points? No! Give me all your points. I'm holding you hostage until you give me all your points. No points. 0 points for eggplant. 0. He gone Super Saiyan. I can't tell because she's already blonde. Yeah, my hair changes from like blonde to like a slightly different shade of blonde. But like it's not that noticeable. It's like, I don't know, when you have people who like get their hair turns lighter in the summer. You know how some people like you have it, your hair kind of gets like sun bleached kind of. It's like that. It's like not really noticeably lighter. Actually, I knew a girl in high school who had like, her hair was like really sensitive to sunlight in terms of like bleaching. So basically she kind of like perpetually looked like she had like an ombre look. Because like essentially like in the summer her hair would turn lighter, but then it would keep growing. But in the winter obviously it would be darker. So it just kind of like perpetually looked like she had her hair dyed, but it was really just like the cycle of hair growth and seasons. It's kind of neat. Wow, wow, wow. But, yeah. I'm also not sure what I should do with my hair. I'm at a crossroads. Because I feel like it's getting long and I should get it cut again. But I'm also like, what if I just let it grow just a little bit longer? I haven't decided what I want to do with it. I haven't decided. Like, I feel like I'm more okay with short hair than I used to be. Because I used to not like short hair because I felt like it needed so much more upkeep, right? Because, like, when you have long hair, if it looks bad, you just put it up. But when you have short hair, if it looks bad, then, I don't know, just die, I guess. So, like, I used to not like short hair for that reason, but now I've kind of, I don't know. I'm okay with having to style my hair a bit more. But now I'm like, I don't know, do I want to go back to long hair? Oh. Goodness. Well, I'm still winning. I'm still winning. I'm literally still winning. You cannot take all my points. You've merely made a dent into my grand wall of points. That was not the tile I intended to discard. Whoops. Total Eggy domination day. I'm just... The snow made me absurdly good at Mahjong. I'm sorry. Jong power up. I must have, I don't know, drank the juice that makes you good at Jong or something. I don't know. What did I have today? Too many calories, that's what I had. Slightly too many calories. But it is okay because I'm going to be in the gym tomorrow doing exercises. And also watching Dragon Stampede, apparently. The winter cold's giving her power. It's making me angry enough. I don't know. I think I've actually, in the past, like, week and a half, I think the sheer amount of structure of, like, waking up at the same time every day, I'm happy and sad at the same time, because I think having structure in my life, like, because, like, I was working around the holidays, but, like, the job was, like, the schedule was very irregular, right? Like, I was working 40 hours a week, but, like, it was a different 40 hours every time. So, like, this job is extremely consistent. I wake up every day, I leave house at the same time every day. I don't always come home at the same time, depending on if I do anything after work. But, like, I start and finish work at the same time every day, right? And, like, this is kind of fixing me, I think. Like, the EGGY lock-in plan somehow doesn't feel so daunting as when I made it. But I'm worried about what's gonna happen when I finish the job. Like, come March, is my life going to fall apart again? Because, like, this seems to be, like, a pretty good balance as well. Because, like, technically my life was structured back when I was doing, like, long commute job. But long commute job had a long commute, so it kind of still felt like my life was falling apart. Because long commute, right? Like, I was working every day at the long commute factory. But this one, like, current EGGY job, like, there's life around. There's life. And, like, the commute is reasonable. It doesn't feel too long. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to me in March. I hope I can find another job that has a similar commute and a similar schedule, I guess. Because, like, honestly, at this point, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, what would be worse for me? Is, like, an irregular schedule or no schedule? Because, like, if I end up getting, like, I don't know. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't started searching for, like, my next job yet, because I'm like, okay, I want to give myself at least, like, 2 weeks out of, like, this short-term period of employment. So I don't know when is a good time to start looking for jobs afterward, but I'm like... I don't know. But like, what if I find up with like retail job, and then I'm like, it's still mean and bad because now it's like back to a regular schedule. Look at the foolish man who wins and is still in 4th place. Laugh at him. Mock him. Mock him. I win again. Thank you all for playing, but I win again. Laugh at the fool in 4th place. Cackle. Guffaw. Chuckle. But yes, thank you all for playing. Alright, I think it's enough of Zhang for today. It might be raid o'clock. GG, everybody. GG to all eggplants. Let's see who's on. Because I will need to sleep soon. Unfortunately, part of fixing me is making me sleep at a reasonable hour. Which means... Let's see, who can we raid? Beba's still doing ASMR. Alright, this is the hour where we have like 9 billion people to pick from. Okay. Beba's on, Corpse is on, Bloom is on, Nyaru's on, the Slab Man's on. Let's see. Lapin is on. Meat is on. Dot is on. Bumby's on. Wii Sport Resort is not sleepy music, too energetic. It's not my fault. It's trying to keep me awake and it can't. It can't. Just can't. It's just not gonna happen. Alright. Let's see, who is rateable? Maybe we could rate, what's Lapin doing? Retro. I see the word Triforce. I'm assuming it's gonna be something she's Zelding? No, she's throwing me into the ad zone. I'm gonna have to, okay, no, look, she is Zelding. Is that... Oh, looks like she's also doing... Is that also Ocarina of Time, I think? Yeah, we can raid into Lapin, I think. Yeah, this is Ocarina of Time. This is Ocarina of Time. Let's raid. Let me set that up. Lapon Katsu. There we go. Ocarina of Time. Okay. Let's raid. And what's our raid message gonna be? Let's just do Slept Time raid. Slept Time raid. That's nice. But yeah, so speaking of Ocarina of Time, I will be probably streaming that again on Wednesday. Yeah. That's all I got to announce. Stream Wednesday. Ocarina. We'll be doing a different temple this time. I don't know which one. I think it was water. Was it water? I forgot. But yes, that will be nice and good. So thank you for being here. Thank you for playing. Thank you for being nice and good. Thank you for zhonging with me. Sorry for winning every time. See you on Wednesday. Au revoir!